No kidding. You are kidding me. Stop it. We are not on live right now, are we? Are we live right now? Oh my God, is it finally over? It was a long, long day. How many more could I have left at my age? I really can't be giving up these full days at my age. What age is that, Grandpa? Shut up. Oh, bless us all. Tiny frickin' Tim. Look at us, people. We're here. We survived. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, no, it feels like that. You get that feeling every once in a while, don't you? When you're not able to do what you need to do. Other people are doing exactly what they... Do you ever feel like you're in that world? When they ask you, do you feel like you answer directly and cooperate to a reasonable level? Don't you feel? I feel that. That's what you and I are feeling the same thing. We know. Oh, God, do we know. Certainty is ours. Certainty in this moment is ours because we know. There's no debate about it. There are no countervailing facts. It's a new word, for people. It's actually an old word. Oh, it was to begin at 8:30 in the morning, which for yours truly, that qualifies as first thing a.m. for me. Business-wise, I'm not saying I'm not good for other stuff at 6 and 7. I'm saying at 8:30, I'm ready to have business intercourse. You don't even need to. That's unnecessary. That's very unnecessary. Yes, technically you didn't curse, whatever. Everybody's upset with you. The show has been on 3 minutes. EdTill.com live. Many of our affiliates have not even joined the show yet. We begin at 12 o'clock because that's what we've agreed to with the people that love us. We have a lot of stations. They don't carry the network news. I know. You're saying, what kind of small stations in... Easy. They're the stations I love. For many years, they were the only stations I was on because it was it was a passion project of mine. Small broadcasters doing what they do, what they've loved. Clear Channel and iHeart have thrown these people asunder. They are brilliant talent, and they put up an antenna in their backyard. They are covered by the FCC under the Part 15 statute, and I love them, all of them, all ages, by the way, all ages. Now, well, that's kind of like a hobby. It's not a hobby to them, man. You know, you and me skateboarding once a month. You know, Pat in Maryland, he could be listening right now. Paula, I love you. Pat, would say, don't take Ed Till too seriously with what he's about to say when it comes to skateboarding. He'd be right. I mean, I wanted to go skateboarding all the time when I was in Delaware. It didn't happen. And I tried, but he would say he's a skateboarder. He was, Ed Till said, oh, I'll go skateboard. And he's like, yeah, whatever, Grandpa. You better not hurt yourself. At the Christmas party, he saw me dancing, and he saw that my dance steps, it might have indicated to him that somehow skateboarding is not something I'm good at. And I'm very good. But, again, it is so tedious for some listeners. Here he goes. He's going to talk about the Bronx. Here he goes. He's Gene Shepard now. Who's that? Oh, don't even. If Walter Sabo is listening, or it's somebody who, some of my idols, including Walter Sabo, Dan Gaffney, other people I love, Jimmy Fink was a legend to me as a teenager, young adult, when I got to drive in New York City, DJ. Dick Summer, another a legend, just incredible, a passionate broadcaster. Dick Summer and Jimmy Fink were the first two people, and Scott Muni a little bit, but those were the first two that there was an emotion going on with talking to you. And I said, I come from a whole family. All right, so we're officially in now. Thanks. Welcome, everybody. Lovely. 6 after the hour. Love you. Yes, you're beautiful. You're all gorgeous. At least there's no thunderclaps above us. If you missed us yesterday, I was beginning to explain this to the studio crowd. It's excruciating for us not to be able to do the show. So whatever inconvenience this posed for you, we did grab an excellent best of. The best of got a lot of action. I checked we get the numbers, the ratings, the number of people listening. We get that all. It's in real time now for us. Stations that are auditioning us currently, two of them have this thing where they also get something right away. I don't know what it is, but they have a people meter, and it's good because it lets you know, not by guessing. Many of the ratings, some people don't like ratings. I've always lived and died by them. I love them. Because even the worst of them, even the ones that people say, oh, how do they really know? Even that is a statistical attempt to get at what is really happening. Human beings do fill out these paper documents in the old days. I'm okay with it. And I've always done well in the ratings. This show has never, ever, we have never flunked the ratings once. I have never flunked a final exam ever, never, all the way through, including graduate school. Never flunked the final. I'm not saying I never had bad grades. I've gotten bad grades minimally, but I've always prided myself on, if there is a measurement system, then yours truly will fully participate, because I would fully like to get the fullest of the full measurement that is available. So what we have now is our online listening is literally a body count, and I'm very, very happy. Extreme. I was telling a buddy of mine in the biz, we are in the biz. Grandpa, where's Frank Sinatra? In the biz. Dean Martin, huh? The Rat Pack. They loved Sammy. Loved him. I just want that on the record. Sinatra, Dean Martin, rough Italian guys in different ways. Peter Lawford, an arrogant aristocrat type, person. All these dudes, imperfect in every way, highly talented. They loved Sammy. You don't have to teach my crowd how to love a person of a different color skin. Are we going to open the show? I guess we are. You know what? I'm going there. I've been holding this back for 3 days. I'm not going to at all omit this topic ever again, because now I'm being bombarded with. I feel like it's 1962, but so be it, all right? At least I was there in 62. First grade. So I'm not going to stand for anything less than the following standard. Whatever you're mad at me and us for, you are not going to take away from us watch this. You're going to think it's the bowels of hell. You are really going to think this is a horror movie, and I'm going to shove it right down your cranium, because you need to know this, whether anybody has bothered to tell you, whether you have had the intellectual curiosity to find out. Doesn't matter to me. It's elementary, my dear fricking Watson. So you're going to curse the whole show? No. I and you and me and them, all of us together. It's Pink Floyd. It's the Beatles, whatever you want to call us. The people that came before us, we were like 12. We were like 11 and 10. And it opens up and you go, holy cow, and you check with your heroes. And none of my heroes, I mean 0 of my heroes, 0 heroes of mine ever ever said anything like, oh, one color of skin is better, one race of people is better. It's never been in my crowd. Now, have we heard this from other people? Yes. Do we boo it, shut it down, go on record against it? Have we marched, yelled, argued in break rooms? Knock it off. And I'm a complete political independent. You read my website? I am fiercely independent. I wouldn't join one of these clubs for all the tea in China. I love tea. You have no idea how much I love it. You give it all to me. I could sell a lot of it, be a billionaire. I don't want it. I don't want to be. Trump said he's right. He probably lost about $3 billion so far. I'm sure it's true, but that's not what I'm here for. It's good. I love rich people. It's good to have rich people in your civilization. You're not going to catch me bad-mouthing rich people. I don't care if great-grandpa made it, and this is the idiot great-great-grandson. I don't care. That's their money. They got it. And it's, again, legally. I'm not talking about people who are in jail. I'm talking about people who are out there being rich, bothering you. So the first issue of controversy, getting ready for a break. Yeah. People go, see, I know. We haven't done this in a while up front in the A block. And they call it, this is the A block, right, Shepard Smith? The A block. You snob. People don't know what that means. What are you doing? He's such a jerk, that guy. Oh, what a toad. The Ed Till Show is here with you live, as it should be, Monday through Friday. Back today live, by the way. And, our plate is full. We got two great guests coming up at 1 o'clock. You come in, you go, Ed Till is on live in middays. Again, nationally, everywhere you go. Every cell phone, Ed Till, Ed Till. Every computer, Ed Till, Ed Till. Every radio soon, Ed Till, Ed Till. Come on. You know we need each other more than ever. All right, so during the break, I have this unusual opportunity now to be with you, and some stations are not listening. So I'll just tell you a few things that are happening on the web really fast, and eventually they'll get the word in a couple of weeks. Everybody who's listening on here right now is not hearing us. I'm telling you first, but in 2 weeks, everybody will know this. EdTill.com is getting not even a big facelift, but it's getting new industrial strength components put in for you. We're giving away big prizes. We're giving away first-run movie tickets. We're doing this thing the way we used to do it, and the Ed Till Show is hitting the road. The Ed Till Road Show in 2020 is going to be there's going to be so many goodies for you. You're going to come out. We're going to movies. We're going to have parties. We're going to restaurants together. I'm already checking out the first one, so stand by for that. I have a surveillance on the first Ed Till live broadcast. Have lunch with me. Spend the day with me. We're going to have a great time. It's going to be amazing. All right, so all of this will hit the website when the website is rebirthed. It's getting a rebirth. Has a new placenta all over it right now. I have a website with a huge placenta. What color is that kitchen? It's magenta. Really, it looks a little placenta, actually. It's magenta hurts my eyes. Placenta is a much nicer color for a kitchen, don't you think? Superfluid and all that. Superfluid. You don't know what superfluid is. You think it's a comic book. Yeah, we're back in 60. Just chill. What are you doing? Why are you staring at me? You're done in a couple of days. The two of you getting written up, yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Oh, I'm sure you're going to get great grades. Yeah. Oh, the show, you've been nothing but a great help. The two of you. All four of your hands have been remarkably idle. Yeah. Well, that's really good stuff. You know, I think about him. I know what he's doing. He's stealing all my ideas. There'll be a show. He'll have a little podcast when he goes back to school, and it's going to sound just like this show for about 60 days. Then he's going to run out of stuff that he stole from me. What are you going to do when school goes back? What do you? Yeah, I don't see you doing much at the campus radio station because you didn't look very busy here. You look like you're staring at things quite often and maybe thinking about your personal life with that far away. The Stones have a song about you, the girl with the faraway eyes. You look over and you go, oh, I'm sure she's right on the. I'm about to reintroduce the guest. You know, or, oh, boy, she's right on that we're coming up on a break. Yeah. By the way, we're back now. No bumpers. We're in and out very quickly. No bumpers. Don't you? This will not last. As soon as we go to a full-time, full power AM/FM, this will change. But we're in the promised land right now. You can't. We're like in the Mesopotamia. You can't. What are you going to criticize about this? We do what we want. We haven't missed a break, though. I will say that. We've talked over a couple, but we haven't missed them. Nobody's not been able to break away. That's on their side. So. That's right. Oh, you don't even care. I don't know why you're taking this internship. Yeah, you're going to own it. Yeah. Well, that's good. If you do own something, I will expect preferential treatment the minute you go, live. You better get me in there because I feel like we have really, really trained you. From your reluctant vibe has only made us better trainers here. Yeah. Thanks. All right, so first things first. This is what we do. Right away, some people are going to tune out. They're going, oh, no, don't do another race topic. It's not a race topic. I'm sick and tired of people using the word race. This has got to stop. Race is a rarefied, correct application. Rarefied. This has nothing to do with, I think your Uncle Bill is a racist. My teacher sounds like a racist. My grandfather, I'm trying to think of what white people you could be. It's pathetic. This is a cop-out for not dealing with complicated problems. Nobody that I know is walking around saying, white people are smarter, black people are dumber, Asian people are... Shut up. No one believes this. I don't care how many times I say it to you. You're not that stupid. What are you doing? I'm running into the street, having a protest over this This is ridiculous. And you better keep watching the news if you're going to, I have the facts to back me up. Cory Booker, who else is out there? Well, any CNN guest will say this to you. They're all saying the same. Well, of course, it's a fact that we've been murdering black kids with cops. This is a dirty, filthy, treasonous lie. You are lying about your country. If you have any courage or any moral conviction about the cases that you seem to think you know about, you better read a stack of documents this high. And you better read them on tape somewhere on a surveillance camera so you can prove to me that you read them. Before you're going to go off with this. Now, thank God most of the country is not as stupid as you think they are. Using this all the time, every day. I've had this used. Everybody on the air has got a controversial... I've been on the air 45 years, it'll be in January. 45 years. Right here with you navigating this. And there has not been a concerted effort by any white race to wipe out any black or brown people. You are out of your mind. Did these things have horrible history? History is replete with innocent people being slaughtered. That is the history of planet Earth and the history of mankind. You need to get this straight. This is not the first era that discovered what every other era did not know. You are late to the game on this, and you're throwing around stuff that other people have worked on. And, oh, I get it. You and Colin Kaepernick are not satisfied. Oh, boo-hoo for the rest of us. Wow, we should throw in the towel on what we've been doing. We should be shamed for our inadequacy by your personal, whimsical, subjective, political standards. You must be kidding me. We are on this. We are not your problem. If you want to solve the same list that I signed up for in 1968, the poverty, what did you do? What in God's name are you going to say as a candidate for president you ever did in your life about the poverty we put on video for you in 1966, 7, and 8? This Kennedy visit to the impoverished American Appalachian South was off the chain. Everybody saw it. Posters about it now at Hot Topics in the mall. So don't tell me you don't know that we all got on board with the swollen bellies, the lack of plumbing, going number 2 outdoors on American television in American we got on board with you. Don't you ever call us anything. We got on board. We opened, first of all, you better watch what you say about us. Because of what we discovered without your help, by the way, without you being around, all without you involved, we found a horrible conspiracy to keep things the opposite as we were told. It is not our job wherever we are to go walking around the country every single day, see who lied to us, who's cheating, who took the money, who said they were going to get civil rights, who said they were going to hire, who said all of this we spent and initiated after what? A bunch of white kids got murdered going down to see how bad it was. So don't ever call us anything. Just don't call us anything. You'd be safe to, you want to run for, but you hate Trump, you hate everything, whatever you got. You don't need to call us anything. You don't need to rewrite your own story and cast us in a role that you desire us to be. This idea that you were abandoned, no one cared about these children, no one cared about these families, that nobody went on the television and said, please, could you find a way to not destroy this family structure idea? Could you keep these men in the house? Could you find a damn way for the nuclear? I mean, you're in church on Sunday. Who's at the front of the altar? A family, a father, a mother, and a son, a baby. You have to do this. You can't have what you keep saying we stole and you didn't get. You can't have it without. Look at our suburbs. The suburbs that you dislike, the ones that you call segregated, where they're having a good time and you're having a bad time. By the way, there are suburbs of every color in America. You need to get woke to that. You need to get woke to suburbs of every color, every ethnic are out there. Indian suburbs, African-American suburbs, all people making a very good living, speaking the King's English, servicing the upper middle class as customers for their teeth and their arteries and their toenails and their vehicles and their homes and their real estate. So get woke. There is a role to be played that some smart people are playing. It's America. It's a competitive economic marketplace. No one should have to be explained that more than people who were damaged along the way. Your way of avenging the past, like every other ethnic group, is success. Not this. I saw Jay-Z bought the Super Bowl themes now, whatever entertainment package. So this is what we're going to do now with American football. Now American football has to become a tool of some anti-America chorus. You must be kidding. This is again. Not only is it not the solution, not only are you lost in your choice of solution, you are neglecting the only thing that can, thank you, the only thing that can help you. Is that outside? That's not your phone. If that's your phone, your internship could end today. All right. So, without what is necessary, it's physics, man. It is physics. Without doing it, you can't have it. You don't do it, you don't get it. You don't get it around here. If you're in modern 21st century America and you're still not getting this, how to earn power. Money is power to the individual. You don't want to live in crime. You don't want drug dealing. You don't want gunshots. You don't want ambulances. You don't want dumpster fires. You don't want stabbings. You don't want what you saw on television again. How many times now? How many times in our lives we go to the streets of an American city? Police last night, there were 5 police shot. By the time most of us got in on that. First notice of the shooting in Philadelphia was 5. 5 police officers shot. Do you understand what would happen in Hong Kong right now? If 5 police officers were shot, that would be no more Philadelphia. I don't think you get it. The tolerance that we have had for you in Chicago. I'm going to rattle off the cities that I love that you have scarred. You have put a scar on the cities I love. You have scarred them. You have scarred them. And I will always be upset with you because you could have made them great. You could have beat Donald Trump to the punch on that slogan 35, 40 years ago, and we were all with you. Or, you know who wasn't with you? Like Antonin Scalia didn't want you cutting in the line at law school. That was like your big problem 40 years ago. You can't cut in line with affirmative action. That was the first bad faith step that was taken. Here's a country rolling. Oh, we have to go fumigate the country when they come to us in the 60s and say, you have no idea. And you say, what do you mean we have no idea? Yeah, you don't know what they're doing down there. And you get a camera down there. You go, okay, all right, you're right. We get even John Kennedy, who didn't want to get to it, finally got to it. You don't not get to it. It comes to you. It came to LBJ. Gave you a piece of every paycheck of my life. By the time LBJ was done helping you with my paycheck, it has been in perpetuity. That's it. It has never stopped. From the day that I went to work at the Rexall on the books, my first on the books job, paperwork and all, federal government taking money out of my pay. High school, after school, the job meant everything. I needed a bicycle. I needed drumsticks for the band. I needed to go buy a shirt. This was the beginning of American capitalism for me. I am on the books in America. Edward Till, $1.85 an hour. I am on the books. I am already sharing at $1.85. I am sharing with you. Do you get this? Do you understand the concept of every day since I'm a kid? A kid. Do you get that? I don't think you understand that. Please help us. The people that came before you screwed us. Okay. And the people right now are screwing us in the South. You have no idea what it's like go down south or go down to Bed-Stuy or go to some bad neighborhood and go see what's that. Okay, all right, here we are. Here we are. It's 1964, 55 years ago. Are you even serious about questioning our commitment to you? Are you serious about that? Yeah, I know you are, because you're a dumbass, because you're a blind, ignorant, deaf dumbass. Now, do you have the right to be that in America? Yes, you do. First Amendment, act stupid under due process, find every grievance you can imagine, and bring it to every arbiter, he said yesterday. I love him. Wilbur Ross, secretary in the cabinet of Donald Trump on CNBC yesterday, is being asked about the yield curve, which, thank you. Yeah, we did a great job yesterday. I know we did. We weren't even on the air with the construction guys, and we still kicked ass yesterday. I know. Well, you know, I'm like one of those guys in Major League Baseball. If you accidentally throw me a slow fastball, you're going to make me look good. It's going to look like I crushed that out of the park. But honest to God, I've been talking about the yield curve every day to anybody who would listen to me. It just so happened yesterday it was finally in the news, which is good. He says another important reason we do the show, not just to clarify 55 years of working hard and making sacrifices for people who apparently hate your guts. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. We didn't help. Yeah, we didn't do anything. But no, it's another important element of the show. Here is where you will hear about the yield curve. That's a good thing. And yesterday, when the secretary is on CNBC with my buddy Joe and the young one, Andrew Ross Sorkin, and Becky's fill-in was in yesterday. She's another. They're all smart over there. They're all smart kids. They're not kids. Joe's like me and Joe. Joe and I relate to all things political current events, and I've never, ever consulted with him. I've never asked him why he thinks what he thinks, where it comes from. This guy and I have not missed, I don't know, since the beginning of CNBC, since I first heard him. So yesterday was a big, important day for the show, and another reason why the show, even though it's ironic, a great day on the show, but it wasn't on. You know, it's the 21st century. What does that mean? Well, you know, the show could be having, here we go, a reverberative effect. What? Yes. The chamber of social media. We get likes on posts from 10 days ago. I don't know really how that happens. I guess somewhere it's listed as a thing that happened, and therefore people are finally going deep in. I don't know, but it's fascinating how yesterday we had workmen putting in computer screens in front of the control board for me. Well, it's a whole long thing, but we're going to have a codec, and then we're going to have a something else. We're gonna have three more delivery systems for all the stations that are taking us. All right, that's fine. But you gotta be. I have to be able. I can't. I love these kids, but they're not even in there right now. It's just good to have an internship. They each have a cubby on the other side of the wall with a tiny plastic thing to see what's going on with me. Supposedly, the show is all they have is a volume in their cubby. So they can't turn the show off, but they can turn the show down if they're booking or they're doing something with the show. Every time I go in there, the volume is low or off. I don't think they listen, which was the main part of the internship to understand. But nonetheless, it goes without saying. I have to see everything. We would love it if we had a real producer, but we don't have a real producer now. It's another long. I have pictures of my producers that I have loved over the years. And Sandra, if you're listening in Chicago, You know how much I love you. 28 years ago, 29 years ago, unbelievable talent. Randy Taylor, I'm going to say a 38 year ago, Ed Till. I think he was the first one. 1981 might have been the first. 82. 82. Oh. How do you know that? Yeah. All right, enough. I can't. I'm talking to them, and all of a sudden you want to chat with. No good. Yeah. 82, WPBR, Palm Beach Radio, talk radio. No, it was called the Talk of the Talk of the Palm Beaches. As soon as I got there, it changed to the Talk of Palm Beach County. Everett was a part of that new wave of Southern California became Southland. Thank you. What did Chicago become? Chicago has is it Chicagoland? I think it is a Chicagoland. New York, it always had the metropolitan area. So they keep unavoidably having to use that because we were the first ones to use it even when I was a kid, and nobody had done this yet. But all the media markets now wrap in all the suburbs. Then when you get to the faraway suburbs, in cities like New York, L.A., Chicago, Detroit, mentioned earlier, our guest coming up at 1 o'clock is from that area. The suburbs got so far away, and what keeps them growing is the affordability of the housing. If you work in Manhattan and you're willing to stay in the car for 90 minutes, you can get an affordable home in the middle of nowhere. And that changes where the middle of nowhere is going to be. There are official middles of nowhere. And it's the best. I love these areas. I think they're fantastic. But, of course, they're marketed and commoditized now. It's not as much fun. It's still fun. And we're in one of those areas. So, I don't mind. It does change it, though. Changes it and all that kind of stuff. All right, so anyway, our guest coming up at 1 o'clock. So, yeah, these are important things we have to do with the show. We have to introduce you to the pronunciation of the word arbiter. The Secretary of Commerce, Wilbur Ross, in interview yesterday about the yield curve, another service that we provided yesterday. The word is perfectly correct being pronounced that way, but most people who use words on television, they're not thinking about the words they're choosing. And certainly when it's a big word on TV, most people don't know. They're BSing you. He was not. He was making such an important point that he enunciated the word to get to the meaning of what really happens. And I want to make this closing point. I want to wrap this up long before we get to top of the hour. Because, Rob didn't get to call in yesterday. Bobby didn't get to call in yesterday. Rob, Conversations with Rob, the YouTube star that calls us, he has a guy he's hooked up to be on the show with us live from Ireland, an Irish cop, a real Irish cop, a cop from Ireland. So all this kind of got whacked up yesterday, in addition to, Dr. Frida yesterday got caught up in the workman's delay. She will be with us at 1:30. Now, she and I keep going back and forth because, deep in Dr. Frida's heart, I know what she does and what she wants to have happen in the world. And I love that about Dr. Frida and so many others who come on the show. But I'm not going to front even for somebody I love like Dr. Frida. The world is not unlike a colony of termites or beetles or any other creature on God's green earth. God's beautiful, smells good without the cut grass, love the air without the pollen. It's God's green earth. In God's green earth, creatures forage, right, toward what? Food, sex, shelter, start over. Okay. So we were doing that a million couple years. Look, if you believe that the good Lord created us in Adam and Eve style, that means we came after the animals. And maybe a week in the Bible is 35 million years. We don't know that. We can't cross-examine the authors. We have to go with, just like everybody is their own Supreme Court on this, right? You have to recognize this is what has happened. Now, what am I going to do? Even though I feel like many, don't you feel like somebody's helping us? Sometimes there's something inside you that you don't know what it is. But when you do something good or something good happens, all of a sudden, either health or intelligence or intuition begins to flow. You know this. This is not, I'm not telling you. You've been listening to the show for 100 years. We got a guy on Monday who's been listening to the show since the 90s and is also a radio guy. Yeah. So, how about them apples? When I went to Delaware 1059, they were very familiar with one of the radio stations that I was on. From far, far away. You wouldn't think that Chicago would make a big impression on the Middle Atlantic. Sometimes there is a snobbish kind of separatism, which I don't go for. When I was on the loop, we were on 38 states in Canada. We were heard everywhere. So to me, it was all one person listening, that's all. Just every show, I think about our biggest fans, what they're doing in the car. You got the coffee. You got the long drive. Nothing's going to change the 18 exits that you have to drive. We will keep you company. We'll let you know what's going on. We will have some fun. You will meet some people. And we do it again. All right. We done? Hope so. I feel like we are. I feel like that was the denouement of all of it. First things first, just a you say, well, I just got in. You just tuned in now? I've been talking nonstop for 43 minutes. Yes, which means, I know. It's unbelievable how clean these breaks go. Imagine if it could be this way. It could be. I don't want to start trouble, and believe me, I'll be grateful that they're carrying the show. Say, why don't you just tell your affiliates how to do their job? Yeah, maybe I could be helpful. I could. If you wanted to save money, I am your guy as a radio consultant. I'm not a big guy on the programming consultants. It's a very fine art, programming. But saving money and making, you want to make, in radio, the bookkeeper's office, she should love her office, right? The traffic department. And the studios and where the talent work should also be all geared. Forget it. It's not. The industry was the begrudging giving you things to work with. And that whole model has been turned around now. Come on. This is the way it is. You're going to get the best out of people. Just give them good tools. Get them the craftsman tools. Don't run to the dollar store. Get them the wrong tool. Throw it at them and then complain why they need it. Yeah. Was that a smooth getaway? I know. I got them timed out with the coffee. That's it. It even gives a sound effect. Yes. Oh, man, who's having more fun than us? All right, so coming up, let me talk about 1 o'clock a little bit. We got 16 minutes until we have a great guest on the show. Let me tell you why I love this kid. He's not a kid, but everybody's a kid to me now. I've been doing the show since before his parents were dating, I'm sure. The importance of the point of view of our next guest. Understanding what working people do is the job of elected officials on every level. I'm especially talking to my good friends in Is that right? You are funny, hilarious. You are. You know what? I'm going to take it now. Let's take it. Let's take the call. Hello?
Hello, this is Coach Evan giving you a quick follow-up call that I left you recently because I wanted you to check out the website. Listen, if you haven't checked it out, it's all about you really and truly.
Now, this is fascinating because I know that you turned this off, but had that been a U.S. Senator, the governor, a surprise for, let's say, that was like my big surprise of the internship. And for everything that you put me through, let's say the two of you conspired to do one thing that I would love. And let's say the one minor thing you got wrong was you turned my phone on, but you said, you know what, we're going to prank him a little. He won't know why the phone's ringing on the air. It'll be the governor. Then he'll plug his phone in, and because that's happened. Okay? So if you ever thought about how to prank me and yet reward me, that would have been the governor. I would have plugged him in. He'd be on the air. Or President Trump or whomever. But yeah, I thought you did the sweep. I said, don't you do a sweep that all devices... Yeah. Did you hand me that on the way in? Yeah. So when I got it from you, would I think it's been secured? Yeah. Because if exactly what I said, there can be emergencies that I need to have, or I've got to do outbound calls during a break. Yeah. Oh, that was I don't know if you caught that. Could you hear that? That was a part 2 to a robocall. The new thing with the robocall is, I'm sure you've gotten these, they get your local area code. And, of course, our workmen yesterday were at local area code, so it could have been that. Also, when I do it, it's on vibrate. So that's the other thing. I would know it, but you wouldn't know it. You knew it because, this is I thought this would be an easy task for you. Your device, her device, 2 in the other room, mine. How many devices are really in here? Yeah. That was outside the studio. I heard that. Did you hear that? Yeah, that was from outside the studio. That's the... Yeah, I don't know. It looks like a FedEx truck. Take a look. Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. Aren't those FedEx? I can't see that side of the truck from here. Okay. Good. Wow. All right. Well, fantastic. The robocall. It was a part 2. Do you know about a part 2 robocall? This is a sequel to a call that I deleted the number. Now, when you get one, you do what I do. They tell you, delete the number, right? Block the number or delete the log of the call. And because sometimes that's the cookie. Sometimes that's the one that they hook onto. So you have to delete the call. Then you